The tennis world is currently having a total meltdown because Alexandra Eala refuses to participate in the Women's Tennis Association's favorite hobby, which is firing your coach after one bad afternoon. While every insider with a social media account is screaming for her to hire a celebrity super coach, Eala is busy being the only adult in the room. This isn't just about tennis. It is about a 20-year-old proving she is sharper than the entire media machine combined. Before we pull back the curtain on this coaching circus, I have to know, do you think loyalty is a weapon in the modern era? Or is Alex being dangerously stubborn by sticking with Joan Bosch? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about the absolute comedy show that the modern professional circuit has become. Honestly, it is impressive. We have reached a point where top 20 players treat their coaches like disposable coffee cups. You lose a second round match at a major and suddenly you fire the coach. Your forehand feels a bit clunky on a Tuesday? Fire the coach. It is a revolving door of high-profile egos, with verified Instagram accounts and multi-million-dollar price tags. The media eats it up because it creates the shiny illusion of progress. They love seeing players bounce between Patrick Mouratoglou, Brad Gilbert, or Sasha Bajan like they are trying on shoes at a mall, hoping a famous name in the player's box will magically fix a shaky second serve or cure a mid-match panic attack. It is a spectacle of insecurity, a frantic search for a magic pill that simply does not exist. And yet, the talking heads act like this is the only way to achieve greatness. And then there is Alex Eala, the girl with the massive Eala army, the skyrocketing ranking, and the corporate sponsorships that would make veterans weep. The tennis establishment looks at her, and their brains simply short-circuit. They cannot compute why she is not playing the game. To them, she is a superstar now, and superstars must have superstar coaches who have coached Grand Slam champions. They are literally inventing rumors about her rejecting massive seven-figure offers from elite celebrity coaches because they cannot fathom the concept of loyalty in a sport driven entirely by panic and greed. It is almost cute how confused they are by a young woman who actually knows exactly who she is. But if we are going to have a serious conversation, we have to talk about who Joan Bosch actually is. He is not some random guy Eala found on a professional networking site 6 months ago to analyze her. Launch angles. You have to rewind the clock. When Alex was a 13-year-old kid who packed her bags and left the Philippines for the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Joan Bosch was there. He is the fundamental architect of her entire game. Think about the psychological reality of being 13, isolated from your parents in a foreign country and being put through the absolute meat grinder of that academy. We have discussed her lifestyle before. The 5 hours of daily training, the physical agony, the academic pressure, and the total sacrifice of a normal childhood. Through every tear, every brutal 6 a.m. gym session, and every moment of soul-crushing self-doubt, Joan Bosch was the one standing on the other side of the net. He did not show up when the Nike checks started rolling in or when the cameras started flashing. He was there when she was just a kid with a heavy lefty swing, fighting back tears on a lonely practice court. In the high-stakes world of professional tennis, genuine trust is the rarest currency on the planet. It is easily the loneliest sport in existence. When you step onto center court, you are completely exposed. There are no timeouts, no substitutions, and absolutely no teammates to hide behind. When you are down 2-5 in a deciding set and your lungs feel like they are on fire, you only have one real lifeline, which is the player's box. When Alex looks up, she does not need to see a celebrity coach who is already daydreaming about his next television commentary gig. She needs to see the man who knows her exact breaking point because he is the one who helped her push past it years ago. You cannot buy that level of deep psychological intimacy with $1 million contract. It has to be forged in the fire of shared suffering. Now, Let us address the self-proclaimed tactical experts who claim Bosch does not have the experience to take her to the next level. Are we even watching the same sport? The entire identity of Eala's game is built on a rock-solid Spanish clay court philosophy. This is exactly what Bosch teaches at the academy. It is all about heavy, suffocating topspin. She is constructing points like a chess grandmaster and maintains an absolute stubborn refusal to give away free points. We just watched her take Jessica Pegula to the absolute brink. We have seen her physically exhaust seasoned tour veterans. That kind of dominance does not happen by accident. Bosch has meticulously built a game plan that perfectly maximizes her physical tools. He utilizes every advantage she has as a lefty. Why would she fire the architect of a game that is currently terrorizing the top 50 just to bring in some flashy new super coach who will inevitably try to leave his fingerprints all over her technique? These celebrity coaches always want to change the grip or tweak the toss just so they can take the credit when the player finally wins. Alex Eala does not need to be dismantled and rebuilt from scratch. She needs continuity. Her refusal to jump on the bandwagon speaks volumes about her incredible maturity. Think about the pressure. She has an entire nation expecting grand slams as of yesterday. It would be so easy for a 20-year-old to let that ego take over and point the finger at her coach after a tough loss. She could easily hire a famous name just to appease the sponsors. But she remembers the lessons from her grandfather, Lolo Bob, back on those public courts in the Philippines. He taught her that you do not abandon the people who built the house just because you finally received an invitation to the mansion. Bosch understands the cultural weight she carries and the complex family dynamics involved. He actively protects her from the surrounding media circus. If she fired him now, it would be a catastrophic disruption to her mental peace. Trying to build a new communication dynamic with a total stranger while navigating the highest pressure moments of her career would be a total disaster. The reason she stays calm when her back is against the wall is simply because her camp is stable. There is no drama and no conflicting voices. Just the work, the discipline, and the profound trust between a player and the coach who essentially raised her. The experts love to talk about taking it to the next level, as if the next level is a physical place. You can only reach if you pay a guy $500,000 a year to sit in your box and wear your sponsor's hat. They ignore the fact that the most successful players in history, the ones who actually stay at the top, usually have a foundation of extreme stability. Just look at Rafa himself. Look at the long-term partnerships that actually produce championship results. The Women's Tennis Association's obsession with that new coach smell is exactly why so many talented players hit a ceiling. They often vanish into a cloud of coaching changes and technical adjustments that completely ruin their natural rhythm. Alex is avoiding that trap. She is looking at the circus and choosing to stay in the library doing the heavy lifting. People keep bringing up this alleged $1 million offer she supposedly rejected from a celebrity coach. Even if it is true, why is that shocking? In a world where everyone sells out, she simply did not. She knows that a supercoach is not hitting the ball for her at 30 to 40 down. In the heat of the third set, they are not going to be the ones waking up at dawn to make sure her recovery is on track. Joan Bosch is woven into her athletic DNA. You do not perform surgery on your own DNA when you are already winning. The media's inability to understand this is a reflection of their own shallow values, not a flaw in Alex's master plan. They want the clickbait headline, but she wants the gold trophy. They want the drama of a high-profile breakup. She wants the peace of mind that comes with knowing your team has your back, win or lose. Let us get real about the supercoach myth. These guys are often just professional travelers who know how to give a charming interview. They come in and tell the player they are talented but need a few tweaks. Then they collect a massive percentage of the prize money. When the player inevitably has a dip in form, because everyone has a dip in form, the coach just moves on to the next rising star. It is a parasitic cycle. Joan Bosch, however, is deeply invested in the person, not just the percentage of the check. He saw her at her absolute worst, long before the world knew her name. That kind of loyalty is a strategic advantage. It allows Alex to focus entirely on her tennis, knowing that her support system is ironclad. She is not looking over her shoulder. She is not wondering if her coach is secretly looking for a better gig. She is not wondering if he will quit if she loses 3 matches in a row. That sense of security is what allows her to play such aggressive, fearless tennis. And for the fans who are worried she is stagnating, look at the numbers. Look at the way she is handling the raw power of the top players. She is getting stronger, faster, and smarter every single month. Her progress is linear and sustainable. It is not a flash in the pan fueled by some temporary new coaching vibe. It is the result of years of consistent, high-level instruction. Changing that now would be a massive mistake. It would be like trying to change the engine of a plane while it is mid-flight. You would not do it just because someone told you a different brand of oil might make it go 1 mile per hour faster. That is reckless and unnecessary. Quite frankly, it is insulting to the work they have already put in together. Alex Eala is the one being shocking here, but only because she is behaving with a level of integrity and long-term vision. This mindset is almost extinct in professional sports. She is not interested in the Women's Tennis Association's coach swap game. She is interested in a career that lasts 15 years, not 15 months of hype. She has seen the superstars come and go. They burn out because they lack a solid foundation. She has her foundation, and she has her architect. She has the common sense to keep the door locked, while the rest of the world screams for her to let the vultures in. This is not a girl who is terrified of change. This is a woman who knows exactly what works. The narrative that she needs a big name is just another way for the media to try and take ownership of her success. If she wins a Grand Slam with Joan Bosch, it is a victory for her and her academy. If she wins with a celebrity coach, the media will give all the credit to the coach. They will say how he transformed her, but Alex is too smart for that. She knows who did the work. She knows who was there in the dark, and she is certainly going to be there with them in the light. It is a level of grit that goes way beyond the baseline. It is a bold statement to the entire tour. You cannot buy her loyalty, and you cannot pressure her into making a mistake. That is why she is terrifying. It is not just because of her forehand, but because her mind is unbreakable. When we look back at this era of tennis, the revolving door of coaches will be seen as a period of massive wasted potential for dozens of players. But Eala will be the outlier. She will be the one who stood her ground. She will be the one who proved that the old-school values of loyalty and consistency are actually the most modern weapons you can possess. The shock is not that she will not fire her coach. The shock is that people are actually surprised by her integrity. It says much more about the state of the Women's Tennis Association than it does about her. She is not the one who is lost. The rest of the world is just struggling to keep up with her maturity. So, while the insiders keep tweeting and the clickbait keeps rolling, Alex and Joan will be on a practice court somewhere, grinding. They will be working on that lefty slice, tightening up the footwork, and ignoring the noise. Because at the end of the day, a super coach is just a title, a partner who knows your soul. That is a championship. Eala has already won the most important battle in professional sports. She has kept her circle small and her focus sharp. The rest of the tour should be taking notes instead of giving advice. She is playing for history, not for headlines. That is exactly why she is going to reach the top on her own terms with her own team and without a single regret. Next time you see a clickbait headline about Alex rejecting a dream offer, remember, she is the celebrity and only needs the mechanic who knows her engine.